The story of Sarah. A dream that soared in a small, impoverished village nestled amidst green hills and vast fields lived a little girl named Sarah. Life was tough for Sarah's family. Her father was gravely ill, leaving her mother to shoulder all the housework and financial burdens. Sarah had two younger sisters, and together they navigated a life filled with hardship. Despite their struggles, Sarah and her mother worked tirelessly on a small farm to make ends meet. Sarah's village was isolated and difficult to reach. The only way to school was a treacherous path across a mountain. Every morning, Sarah and her friends braved this arduous journey. Even though Sarah was an exceptional student, her family's financial struggles often meant she couldn't attend school regularly. Every evening, Sarah would escape to a grassy field on a hill overlooking her village. There, she would lie down and gaze at the sky, watching helicopters and planes soar overhead. These moments were precious to her. She often remembered sitting in the same field with her father, who would explain how planes worked. "Those are planes, my daughter," he would say with a warm smile. "They don't float. They're driven by people, just like cars and tractors." Little Sarah's eyes sparkled with wonder as she exclaimed, "One day, I want to drive a vehicle like that." Her father chuckled and replied, "You can, my daughter. One day, you'll grow up and fly in the sky." From that moment, Sarah dreamed of becoming a pilot. She was captivated by planes, often crafting paper planes and imagining herself flying one. Even at school, her gaze would wander to the skies whenever a plane passed by. In the village, there lived a retired Air Force officer named Martin. Sarah cherished her visits to Uncle Martin, listening to his stories of adventure and learning about planes. His tales fueled her dream even more. However, tragedy struck when Sarah's father passed away, leaving her heartbroken at just 10 years old. With her mother now solely responsible for the family, Sarah decided to help. She persuaded her mother to let her work part-time at a local batik workshop after school. The owner, initially hesitant, eventually allowed Sarah to work in the evenings, seeing her determination to support her family. Years passed, and Sarah worked tirelessly, balancing school and her job while helping her mother. When her final school exams approached, Sarah dedicated herself to her studies, often burning the midnight oil. Her hard work paid off when the results were announced. Sarah had passed with flying colors. Overjoyed, Sarah rushed to share the news with Martin, encouraged her to apply to a flight academy. Sarah's heart swelled with hope. She applied, attended the interview, and impressed the panel with her passion and determination. However, there was one obstacle. The tuition was far beyond her family's means. The academy was a full-time program, leaving no time for Sarah to work and pay her fees. Sarah returned home in despair, her dream seeming farther away than ever. But fate had other plans. One day, the postman arrived with a letter for Sarah. Nervously, she opened it. Tears welled up in her eyes as she read the words. She had been awarded a scholarship to the flight academy. Overwhelmed with joy, Sarah hugged her mother tightly and ran to share the news with Martin. That evening, she returned to her favorite hill, standing amidst the grass with her arms stretched out. "I'm going to fly!" she shouted to the skies, her laughter echoing through the valley. At the flight academy, Sarah donned her crisp new uniform and worked harder than ever. Years of perseverance culminated in the proud moment when Sarah piloted in plane solo for the first time. She had done it. She was a pilot. Returning to her village in her gleaming pilot uniform, Sarah was met with cheers and pride from her neighbors. She had become the first pilot in the village's history, a beacon of hope and inspiration for everyone. A retired Air Force officer also comes to meet Sarah, and Sarah presents him with her medal. Standing once again on the grassy hill, Sarah gazed at the sky, now filled with planes. She held a paper plane in her hand and smiled, remembering her journey and her father's words. Sarah's story teaches us that no matter how challenging life becomes, determination and faith can turn dreams into reality. When one door closes, another opens. Believe in yourself, for the universe has a way of guiding you towards your destiny. Dreams are not just for those born into privilege. They are for anyone with the courage to pursue them. Like Sarah, you too can soar beyond the mountains that stand in your way.